back to the basics. I've been getting sidetracked lately on my channel with other things like Orlando, which I still haven't made public yet. Waiting on the final approval for that. And the air show, which, you know, that had to make an appearance. First one in 3 years. But now that that's out of the way, the only thing left in my backlog is diving. And there's actually 3 dive trips there, so I need to start knocking these suckers out. Here we go. This was a trip to Mermet in mid-June of this year, 2022. We went on 3 dives. This is the first. I don't remember anything particularly interesting on these dives. I think the third one was probably the best. That's where we went the deepest, saw the most things. This first one, I'm having a hard time remembering what we actually did. I remember we dropped down, went to the school bus, and we were searching for a weight because my dive buddy had been there the entire previous week earlier, or the week leading up to this Saturday. And he, or one of his students, dropped a weight, I think, and he thought it was around the school bus. So we went to the school bus, looked for it. Chances of finding that, especially since he wasn't sure where it dropped, pretty much 0, but we gave it a shot. So I'm looking at this profile now. Nothing particularly interesting. Let's see. Yeah, that's that second green icon is a surface icon. I think we dropped down and my buddy forgot his computer or something. I'd have to look. That's the problem with doing the commentary so long after. This is like a month and a half later. I'm doing this commentary and you forget details and things. But we dropped down, came back up, dropped down again. Didn't go super deep, didn't go super cold. I'm not going to watch the videos in advance, so we're just going to have to see where we went. Something I'd like to start doing is showing a dive map of the venue and kind of tracing the route where we went, if I can think of a way to do that easily, quickly. But I couldn't even do that on this dive because I really do not remember where we went after the school bus. So let's find out. Footage coming up next. See you in the water. Look up, ready.
With me.
Okay, I'll put some on. Hopefully it'll work. Ready? And right off the bat, there's that famous music that Mermet is known for. That sure is a copyright strike on my video. I kept my mouth shut on the surface just in case there was any conversation worth hearing. Before we get into the dive, gotta thank my sponsor, Sharpie Sidewalk Chalk. From the company you trust for drawing mustaches on your passed out friends. Introducing Sharpie Sidewalk Chalk. Are your kids tired of their doodles and hopscotch boards washing away in the rainstorm? Are you tired of using toxic and messy spray paint to graffiti brick walls? You need Sharpie Sidewalk Chalk. Guaranteed to survive hurricane-force storm surge and torrential downpour. The secret is in the space-age nanotube technology that makes a lasting bond on its medium so strong it makes airplane glue blush. Here's your answer to finally getting revenge on that neighbor who you know backed into your car but didn't leave a note. Deface his driveway at 3 a.m. and blame it on the neighborhood dropout. Because really, what adult goes around playing with sidewalk chalk? Sharpie Sidewalk Chalk. Only the internet is more permanent. Available in 20 dazzling colors, some even infused with glitter. Pick up a case today. Alright. Thank you, Sharpie Sidewalk Chalk. Now, on to the dive. What are we looking at here? Got some rocks. You'll find a few of those at the bottom of the quarry. So like I said in the intro, I think we were looking for a lost weight at this time. That color is really washed out. Maybe I'm looking at it too bright. Oh, that's the wrong direction. So far, no weight. As I recall, we didn't find it. We actually found weights on subsequent dives. It might have been this one, actually. I think my buddy may have found a weight pouch. It was either later in this dive or in the next dive. And then I found a weight on the next dive, I think. But sadly, not the one he was looking for. Look this way, says my buddy. Okay. Boy, I'm not very impressed with this video. GoPro usually does pretty good with the white balance, but looks like I might be getting a little confused here. This is really washed out. Contrast, white balance, one of those. I wonder if we're just stuck at a weird depth where it's just kind of no man's land for colors. GoPro doesn't know what to do. There's a stump. That must be anchoring something. Okay, we're starting to get some green in the picture. I flubbed one of my sponsor lines, so I'm going to cut that out, and it's going to throw off the synchronization. If there's a way I can get that back. Yeah, you can see finding a lead weight in this mess is going to be very difficult. This shallow area in this part of the quarry, this grass grows. Seaweed, water plants, whatever you want to call it. It is very easy to lose things in there. I can attest to that with the search and recovery cert I did. Although, in that particular time, my dive instructor did make it a bit easy on me. He had this neon rope. Go back and look at those videos. But when he was hiding things in the grass, he always kind of stuck out this neon rope from it. Which did make it easier to find. And the point of the class was really to learn about knots, learn how to use a lift bag. It wasn't like, here's a ring I'm going to chuck into the quarry and you have to go find it. That's really not the point. At this point, we may have given up. As I say, we're going that way. Whoa! Is that a torpedo or Jaws? Didn't quite tell. I think it was Jaws. Mermet Jaws. I cut that sucker loose once a year. Swims after divers. Alright. We have made our way to the petting zoo. As I mention every time, it sadly is not a two-way petting zoo. You know what that is, right? That's where you pet the animals and they pet you back. That's from The Office. One of Jim's brilliant ideas. There's a head rub for some lion statue. Looks like he's enjoying it to me. This is a sweet jam. Unfortunately, YouTube sound algorithms are very good. Even though it's distorted a little bit, it'll surely catch up. Or surely identify that. Can't put anything past them. Oh, I never noticed the cinder blocks under the platform. I guess those are holding the platform up. I'm disappointed in this color. This video is extremely washed out. I mean, there's nothing to see anyway, but oh, there's a bucket. We call those buckets. Do you call those buckets? I call them scoops, maybe. It's like the scooping part of a bulldozer. In Mermet land, they're called buckets. Actually, when you drive into the quarry, they got two of them on either side of the road at the entrance. Oh, it did a little swim through. All right. I guess it's a bucket with a missing bottom. I can't remember if I hit on that or not. Oh, that's a big opening. I should be able to fit through there without bagging anything. Took a quick look back. No coloration on that grass. Very strange. Alright, where are we now? This looks a little deeper, perhaps. Looks like I'm trying to pretend like figuring out where I'm going. We did do a navigation exercise, but I'm pretty sure that was the second dive, so I'm not 100% sure what we're doing here. Although it definitely looks like we're swimming through the void. He's definitely checking his compass out. What were we doing? I can't remember. I promise, I was 100% sober for this dive, as I have been for every single dive. That's not something I mess around with. But yeah, I cannot remember what we were doing on this dive. Is that a rope? Yeah, that's a rope. He might just be, I don't know what he was doing, or what I was doing, because there's a rope right there. We're clearly following the rope. That's a really nice thing about Mermet, is they have ropes connecting everything. Just about. Not all quarries are like that. In fact, this last one I just went to, Hague, in Kankakee. I think I'm saying that right. Kankakee, Illinois. That is dive 3 on my backlog, or one. It's the most recent one, however you want to remember it. They have almost no ropes. Everything is a compass heading. And they have murkier water than Mermet does, I think. So, yeah, it's great for navigation practice. Not great if you actually want to get somewhere and not be totally lost and not pop to the surface and figure out where the hell everything is. They do at least have buoys at Hague, as they do at Mermet, marking where points of interest are. But those can be very hard to find in the murk. I should have tried to catch a closer look at that placard. From, I think we passed it about 30 seconds ago. Might have been able to catch a name here. I'm trying to think from the dive profile. I don't think we went deeper than 40 feet, so that rules out houseboat, train car, ambulance, nose of the airplane. I don't think we saw the airplane this first dive. Maybe we did. I'm gonna find out with you guys. I purposely did not want to pre-watch these, just add to the suspense, add to the the anticipation of what's to come. Right now, it's just blue void. Yeah, this is not exciting dive footage. Not even any fish around here. Finally turned that off. Oh, there's a bike. So Mermet has these bikes around. I should do their bike course at least once. I've never done that. Where are we? I'm still not sure. Alright, this is a truck. Okay. 30 feet deep. 74 minutes of deco time left. Lloyd Travis was here. Oh, I know. Look, no, I don't know Lloyd Travis. 727. Okay, so we were deep enough. It almost looks like it's pointing up. I guess we did get a little chilly this first dive. I just still feel like even with the light, the colors not looking great. I guess it's rusty underwater covered in silt. It's probably because the blue light on the flashlight looks. I mean, it looks blue. What do we got here? Notice: do not drain. Cooling system must be. What was that? Something about negative 20 degrees F. Uh-oh. Missing an engine block here. This is a swim through too. I did not swim through this. That's pretty tight quarters. As you can see. Yeah, I'd probably make it through, but ultimately I decided, nope. Not doing it. Looks like we were checking out the truck for a while. I need to think of something to talk about. Got some dead air. Usually I do this with Frosty in my hand, and it's easier to talk when I'm doing that. Like I said, I've got such a backlog. I need to start knocking these videos out. Gotta get them done. You guys seen Top Gun? Kind of going off script a little bit. Should be talking about this in the air show videos maybe, but yeah, I know. Man, that rope looks like it's anchored up. I'm gonna have to look at a map and see how deep the truck is. Why we didn't freeze it. Yeah, there's the plane right there. Let's see the fuselage. Yeah, I actually saw Top Gun the same day I saw the air show, so it was aviation overload for me that day. I liked it. It was good. I mean, how could you not like it? You know, I certainly question the realism of the whole thing, but yeah, it's been long enough that I can talk about spoilers, I guess. You know, so their mission is to blow up this underground facility that's heavily contested airspace, and they choose to use a non-stealthy platform. I mean, that's number one. I forget their reasoning for why F-35 wouldn't work. To me, that sounded like a B-2 mission anyway. Like, flying your most stealthy asset. And they're like, oh, it's going to take 2 planes because the first one's going to drop a bomb just to open the opening, and then the second one's going to finish it off or something like that. And rather than fly, you know, our stealthy assets with escort jammers and maybe even standoff cruise missiles, you know, the decision is, yeah, we're going to fly our very awesome but not stealthy F-18s, nap of the earth. I'm just like, what? Who's making the call here? Who's the mission planner? Because this sounds like a horrible idea to me. That's not my job. But I think flying a B-2 at about 3 a.m. B-2 can easily drop the 2 required bombs. Yeah, and those suckers would be having their heads spun. neutralized before they even knew it hit them. And the other part that had me really scratch my head, and I could be wrong about this, I'm certainly no expert, but my lens is dirty. Look at it. You see all that junk? Bubbles? I think those are bubbles on the lens. That's what they are. It's not adding to the video clarity here. Yeah, they what was I saying? Oh yeah. So after they prosecute this target, you know, here comes the cavalry from this unnamed Middle Eastern country, Iran. And they start shooting these SAMs at the F-18s, you know, because suddenly they are engaged now. I don't know. They didn't do this. Oh, map of the Earth. So I guess they drop their bombs and then they fly off into, let's get seen on radar land. And they start shooting these SAMs. Oh, okay. Here my buddy found a white pouch. Oh, did I cut the video? Yeah. Oh, I turned it back on. Yeah, so he found this weight pouch. I thought when I saw this for the first time, he pulled out his own weights and was like, "Here, have some weight." He had me this weight, and I'm like, "No, I don't need it. What are you doing?" I thought he was saying, "You look underweighted. Here, take some of my weights so you can weight you down a little bit." And I'm like, "Terry, what? I don't need any weights. What are you talking about?" And then it finally dawned on me, oh, he just found this. He's looking for me to help carry the weight, so he doesn't. So he's overloaded with this weight that he found. It's like, oh, yeah. It took me like 10 seconds too long to realize that. But that's why I refused the weight at first. I'm sure Terry's like, wow, thanks for being a nice guy, jerk. So that's what happened there. I'm sorry, Terry. I didn't know that you had just found that, and you wanted me to help you carry the weights. But figured it out, and problem solved. And I think I just tucked it in my BCD. You can really tell a difference. I'm to the point now. I'm almost at 100 dives, which that's pretty cool. I got certified in May of 2019. So I've been diving by 3 years and however many months now. 2 months, 3 months. 2 months. And living where I live and diving almost 100 times in 3 years, I'm pretty stoked about that. That's not bad. That's not bad. But I'm pretty good with the trim and the 7mm wetsuit now, and the hood and the gloves. My usual get-up, what I'm wearing here, is what I usually wear. And I finally kind of figured out my trim. So I wear 5 pounds each in my BCD trim pockets in the back. And in the regular weight pouches, I only put 2s in there. So I have a total of 14 pounds, heavier in the back than the front. Which I think is kind of weird. Usually you put kind of your heavier weights in your main BCD pouches. So that pouch that Terry just had that he found that he was pulling all the weight out of, that's a weight integrated BCD, which most of them are these days. In the olden days, they'd wear weight belts, and some people still do wear weight belts. It's personal preference. Most BCDs you buy these days are going to be weight integrated. So you can see them carrying the pouch there. And generally, at least what we did in class, is you put more weights in the weight pouches, and those kind of go in the front, and then most BCDs have these things called trim pockets. And you put extra, usually smaller weight in the trim pockets. And it took me through 2 years of struggling that I guess I'm leg heavy or something. When I distributed the weight heavier in the front, I would always kind of sink feet first. If I just go in the water and went limp, I go feet first. And so I was always kind of struggling with that. And one day I just had kind of on a whim, I was like, you know what, let me flip the weights. Let me put the heavier ones in the trim pouches and the lighter ones in the BCD weight pouches. And man, it was perfect. It just perked me out. I go limp in the water and I pretty much lay very close to horizontal, and it's so much easier now to trim out, to get my knees, legs up in the air. But yeah, so when he handed me that weight, you can't rip it in half and evenly distribute it amongst your body. So you put it in a BCD weight pouch, and you can feel a pull. You feel a, what's the physics term? You want to rotate about that axis. About the axis between, straight down through your head. But, yeah, I'm going to help him carry. You saw him pull a lot of weight out of that pouch, so somebody definitely should have felt that when they went under. Ooh, there's a fishy. Or when they dropped it. I have dropped at least 2 weight pouches before in the normal course of events diving. One was probably my 5th dive, and I don't think I felt it, although I might have dropped that really before I got in the water. There's a bicycle. Yeah, they have this like navigational bicycle course where you drop down on one. These they don't have ropes tied to. So you go to a bicycle, and there's a sign on it. They're like, "Congratulations, you found bicycle number whatever. The next one is located at this heading at this depth." I've never done that in Mermet. I should do the bicycle course once just to see if I can find them all. But man, I'm going off on 2 or 3 tangents. What's he doing now? Did we just set the weight down there? I thought we took it to the surface. Can't remember now. So that color looks better. Yeah, I think before we were just like in no man's land, like 20 feet deep. It's probably in a weird place of where your flashlight doesn't really... It's bright enough to kind of wash your flashlight out, and deep enough where the colors are washed out. I don't know how deep we are here, but it's deeper than the petting zoo. And I think the flashlight's making the colors pop a little more than it did at the petting zoo. But, they weren't exactly colors at the petting zoo anyway. But back to Top Gun. I need to tie off all my loose ends. It's hard to get that computer in the frame for some reason. Yeah. Not doing it, Ariano. But so they do it, they bomb the target, whatever. They're making their great escape. And the SAMs start firing up. And first of all, this seems extremely short range. I feel like this would be better for like man pads or something. I don't even know what the small envelope engagement range is for some of those higher end SAM systems. But that aside, they could work short distances probably. These guys are popping flares, and that made no sense to me because as far as I know, and could be wrong, but as far as I know, these missiles are radar guided. Radar guided, folks. They don't care about flares. They don't care about heat seeking, nothing, no infrared. They are radar guided. You can pop all the flares you want. It ain't gonna matter. And that was like a big thing in the movie when it's like, oh, we ran out of flares. So I don't know. Maybe I'm the dumbass. I have been before. But I'm pretty sure these Soviet area defenses, which is what a Middle Eastern country, Iran, would have. Yeah, I don't think that their terminal flight is infrared guided. Infrared guided missiles usually find on air-to-air, short-range air-to-air missiles like AIM-9 Sidewinders. Pretty sure that's infrared. At least as it gets close to the target. I really don't think I should do some research. I will do some research, and I'll correct myself in the comments if I indeed need to put my foot in my mouth, but they're popping flares. If anything, they should be popping chaff. You know, chaff is what confuses radars. It's the first defense, I think, against radar-guided missiles. It's cheap, so chaff is just, it's like, no, what's that stuff at Christmas? Tinsel. I don't know if I'm sure it's different material, but it's that same kind of consistency. You just pop out this chaff, and it's just like this stringy mishmash of metallic stuff that's made to reflect radar, confuse it, break the lock. And these guys are popping flares, and I'm just like, what are flares going to do against a radar-guided missile? And as far as I know, it does not switch to heat-seeking in its terminal phase. And there's somebody else. Two other people. What's up, divers? 3 other people, man. Pulling the whole train. But anyway, so I had a little problem with that, too. I didn't get the flares part of the whole thing. It made for some badass movie footage, you know, because they're flying away and you got these missiles exploding on these flares. And you know, the cool thing about Top Gun is they do a lot of that error. Oh, there he dropped the weights on the bench. Yeah, I thought he did. I think did I just set mine down there? Oh, no, I think he's telling me to put the weight down. Did I do it? I said, no, Terry. Keeping the... Oh, no, here we go. Yeah, but Top Gun's claim to fame is they do all this footage. I mean, that's real footage. A lot of those flights playing. I mean, obviously, they're not exploding missiles. They're not doing atmospheric, explosive atmospheric tests on their F-18s for the case of the movie, but... pretty much all the flight footage is real. It was true in the first one, and they wanted, it's a point. They want to do that. They did that in the second one too. There's your weight back. So yeah, I'm sure. I don't know if obviously some of that has to be CGI. Like I said, they're not going to be blowing up missiles right next to their F-18s. But that might be like a real flight F-18, and they edited in the missile explosions. But that was pretty cool. I already kind of forget how it ended. Tell you one thing, I felt sorry for Val Kilmer, because I don't think he was acting at all. I think that was real Val Kilmer. He's in bad shape. He did not look good in that movie, and I think he's not look good in real life. And you just look back at him in the first movie, he's just, stud, just glistening in the sun with the volleyballs scene, hanging out in the locker room with the towels and. And man, you look at him in that movie, and it's just like, geez, time just beats you down, So bad, so sad for Val Kilmer. But yeah, I don't know. Obviously, I like the movie. I do want to go watch it again, see it again. But it's a movie, so just gotta always remember that. All right, man. This is a long. This is going for a long time. What are you approaching? 31 minutes here. Almost 32 minutes. It's pretty long for the open mic. I like this format better though. Just queue up all the videos in a single playlist and just playing back to back to back. Before I was stopping every video, trying to wrap it up before it ended, and now I can just talk through the break in between, and the next one just starts playing. I can keep my train of thought, which is going to be even more important when I'm Yeah, cracking a fresh one. There's a fish. Yeah, so this is the suspended Cessna. I haven't been talking about the dive at all, but ain't really nothing much to say. The fishy was interested in something. Hey, buddy. We were on our way back up, so we did go to the airplane, actually. So, we did not go all the way to the nose, I don't think. That's like 45, 50 feet down. Oh, there's a torpedo. School bus, yeah. So this is like 15 feet underwater, I think, maybe 20. It is suspended. As you can tell, there's water underneath it. What's in there? Where's the treasure? Terry, you're blowing bubbles in my camera. Blowing up my spot, man. What he was doing over there. Oh, some poor fish didn't make it in there. Stripped clean. Skeletons stripped clean by the fresh piranhas in here. Simple. This is a sweet jam. Not with the copyright strike, but it's a sweet jam. Boy, we really checked this thing out. You know, I hate to say it, but I mean, I love diving. I absolutely love diving. But I went to Mermet here in June. I went to Mermet in July. But, you're going to see at least one video from that. Man, I'm just getting tired of Mermet. It's a great facility. I love it. You know, it's built by divers, for divers. It's a great facility. They got all this stuff in there you can see. Come at the right time of year. They got these freshwater jellyfish, which are all over the place, I think in October. Check previous videos from last year to see that. But man, I remember by the second, third dive, I was just like, where are we going to go? What are we going to do that I haven't already seen? And there are things in Mermet that I have not seen. So they kind of have a shallower place and then like a drop-off deep spot. The shallower place is where I always go. That's bottoms out at 60 feet, maybe 65 feet. Their newest addition to the shallow place is the houseboat, which you should have seen already on my videos, and you'll see on the third dive today. But yeah, they got a part kind of across the wall that drops down. They got an 85-foot platform. They got a 100-foot platform. They got a dinosaur on this 15-foot platform that just needs my attention. I still, 100 dives almost, and I still haven't figured out which way my GoPro is pointing. So I thought I was showing him right to the camera, and he was above it. Alright. Where'd he go? Oh, I lost interest in him. But I've never been down to 85, 100-foot platforms. I think there is a sunken truck down there. I think Mermet bottoms out at like 112 feet. Or it might get down to 120. I'd have to check the map. So I've never been to that super deep part. Namely because it is freaking cold at the houseboat. Man, it only gets worse from there. So yeah, there are some parts of Mermet that I could go visit, but that would be mandatory dry suit, which I didn't have on today. And you want to know a dirty secret about dry suits is they don't really keep you that warm. Although, to be fair, the last time I wore one, which was at Hague last week, I was not wearing an undergarment, so I was just wearing Under Armour, which is great in the air, water takes it to a different level, you know. You fill up your dry suit with air, you pump some air into it. It'd be great if, you know, evenly distributed throughout the suit gave you this nice warm bubble all the way around, but it doesn't. It's air underwater, so it floats, you know, it goes to the highest point in your suit. And, you know, water squeezes you everywhere else. Cold water. Man, I've never heard the, nope. Bass Pro, 1-800 Bass Pro emergency. 1-800 Bass Pro, not a beer. Hook me up. Send me a beer down here. 1-800. I call Bass Pro. I might have called Bass Pro. I didn't push all the buttons for Bass Pro. All right. What does that say? Couldn't read it. I have to pause it. Mark plus penny TMD. What the hell does that mean? But, you know, the dry suit, where the warm, where the air pocket is, you're pretty warm. But everywhere else, even I think with the undergarment, from what I remember, not that warm. So you still are dealing with quite a bit of cold tolerance. But certainly the way to go if you're getting cold, because they just do a better job than the wetsuit. I was diving a dry suit at Hague. I'll talk more about that in the Hague movies, but yeah, I'm still not very good with the dry suit. My trim is not great. My buoyancy control is not great. I just, you know, I do a dry suit once, maybe twice a year. And I just don't have it, just don't have all the kinks worked out like I do with the wetsuit. I feel like my trim and buoyancy is pretty good in my wetsuit here, but the dry suit has much to be desired. Yeah, we're just killing time here. I'm not sure what we're doing. We should have already safety stopped at this point. I'm not sure why we came back to the school bus. It's pretty good visibility here. Usually this is all kicked up. It's pretty good visibility for the school bus. So the first thing classes do is come rolling through here with 20, 30 people and just start kicking the bottom up, you know. Not criticizing. That was me. That used to be me. Nope. Nobody picked up their weights. Shame. Oh, was Terry grabbing him? He might have just put him down momentarily. I do not remember him handing me the weight pouch. What the hell did I do with that thing? Guess I stuffed it in the BCD pocket. 17 feet deep, if you caught that. The depth of my computer, if you ever get a glimpse of it, the depth is the number in the top. So there's like, that's not true. Yeah, it's the number at the top. I'll just say that. The no deco time is the number on the left. Or no. No deco time is the number on the right. The number on the left is air time. Air time meaning, because I have a wireless transmitter, so my computer knows how much air I got, so it's like, it knows my air consumption rate. It says you can stay at this depth with the amount of air you have at your breathing rate for X amount of time. But looks like this dive is over, finally. Jeez, I've been talking for 41 minutes. That's a long time for me. I will see you at the next one.